So today I'll be showing you step by step how to make this delicious rigatoni pasta bake. So I have tweaked this from the original recipe I found to make it my own, and I will leave the original linked in the description box as always, but I really encourage you to do the same. Just work with what you have and what you enjoy. There really is no wrong way to make this. You can't mess it up, and it is a really nice recipe. So let's go and have a look. So for our ingredients, we're going to need some good quality pork sausages. I'm using the deluxe ones from Lidl. These are chipolatas, but whatever you use, you're going to want around 400 grams. You're going to need about 200 grams of spinach. You want a medium onion and a large carrot or 2 medium carrots. Again, this doesn't need to be exact. Your medium onion is going to be different from my medium onion. You can just put in whatever you have on hand and it's going to turn out fine, I promise. You're going to want 500 grams of rigatoni pasta. This has got ridges in, which is really good for holding on to all the sauce. Now you need 150 ml of red wine. I don't actually have red wine, so I'm using a red wine stock pot, and I've just mixed it with 150 ml of hot water. So it's going to be a little bit more concentrated than it would usually be, but it's just going to add more flavour. The same with the stock. I'm using a chicken stock cube. You could use vegetable if that's what you've got at home. And I've used one stock cube with 300 ml of liquid. So again, it's going to be slightly more concentrated than if you made it up according to the instructions, but I just think it adds that extra punch. I've got some olive oil. The only one I have in at the moment is this chili infused one. We like chili, so I'm not fussed with using this, but if you have plain olive oil, then that's absolutely fine. Got around 3 tablespoons or 45 grams of tomato puree. And then for our sauce, you're going to want 600 milliliters of milk. I'm using semi-skimmed, but if you wanted to, you could use oat milk or dairy-free milk. I've got 50 grams of plain flour, 50 grams of butter, and then I've also got some nutmeg that I need to grate. And to top it all off, we've got 140 grams of grated mature cheddar. So it depends what kind of sausages you get. You can either take them out of the skin, which I would recommend, or you can leave the skins on. Chipolatas have very thin skins and there isn't really much to them, but some sausages do have a really thick skin and you're going to want to remove that. So it does depend on what kind of sausage you're using, whether you remove the skins or not. So I'm going to roughly chop these up. So after we've roughly chopped the sausages, you just want to dice up your onion and then pop on a large pan of salted water for your pasta. Heat around a tablespoon of the olive oil, and then once that's nice and hot, we're going to add our onions to the pan, and we want to cook these quite low and slow so that they go nice and caramelized but not too crispy and burnt. Once the onions have some light colour on them, we're going to add in our chopped sausage, and this we want to fry it until nice and brown so it gives all that lovely crispy flavour. Grate your carrot and then add that to the sausage along with the chicken stock, the red wine or the red wine stock, your tomato puree, and then season this with salt and pepper and bring it to the boil before simmering uncovered for about 15 minutes until the sauce has really thickened. By now your pasta water should be boiling, so we're going to add our rigatoni in and cook for around 8 to 10 minutes. We're going to move on to the sauce. So what you're going to do is add your butter and flour to a saucepan on a medium heat and whisk these together until they're combined before adding your milk, and stir this until it starts to thicken. Add a little bit of salt and pepper for seasoning and then grate in some of the nutmeg. I'll probably use about half a teaspoon in the end. Once your pasta is cooked, you can add all of your spinach into it and give it a good mix round until the spinach wilts, and then you can drain off the water. We're going to add half of this pasta into our oven dish and top it with our really nice thickened sausage mixture. This is such a nice recipe. The flavours are really good and everybody loves it now. So after we've topped it with all of the sausage, we're going to add the other half of the pasta, and on top of this we're just going to pour over all of our white sauce. I'm going to top this with some grated cheddar and then pop it in the oven. I did it on 170 degrees Celsius in a fan oven, but if you haven't got a fan oven I would do it on 190, and that is 370 degrees Fahrenheit or 340 if you have a fan oven, gas mark 5. 20 to 25 minutes should do it, or until nice and golden brown. When you do bring it out of the oven, I would definitely let it sit for about 5 minutes because it's so much better to serve like that, and it all thickens up really nicely. This recipe can be frozen. It really doesn't take that long to make, and like I said, you can definitely make your own. Next time I'm probably going to add some chili and maybe some fresh garlic to it as well, but it really doesn't need it. I'm just always thinking of things I can add. You can let it cool completely, pop it in a tub and put it in the freezer. and we didn't have enough leftover for leftovers because everybody devoured it. I really enjoyed this, and I will leave the original recipe linked in my description box below the video. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Let me know if you're thinking of trying it, and I'll see you really soon. Take care, guys.
It's what you do.